Am I prepared to have a child financially and everything? No, but I feel like as a college student you are prepared to have a child because that's something that you have to face as reality, as something that's a possibility that can happen at any moment in time. So yeah, I do think I am prepared to have a child.
Me myself, I'm not ready to be a parent, but if it did happen, I feel like, well, I don't feel like really, unless it's planned, anyone's ready to just have a baby and like until it happens, until it comes. Until the baby comes, you don't know what you're ready for, actually. Because there's been plenty of people that have been like, oh, they're gonna give the baby up for adoption, or they never wanted the baby, and then when the baby gets here, they're like, no, I don't want to give a baby up, and they're the best parents in the world to that person, to that baby. Like, you really can't say what you're ready for or what you're not ready for until that baby actually gets here, or the baby, yeah, till that baby actually gets here.
No, not at all. I feel like I would definitely have wanted to wait until I graduated, at least, and started a career. And I wanted to be married, but stuff happens, you know.
I think it's easier to have a baby in college than it is high school. I would not be mentally or financially prepared to have a child in either school form. I don't think that, like, even though we're 21s and technically still considered, or even though we're 21 and considered an adult, I don't think we have the mentality that it takes to raise a child for 18 plus years. Most people don't have the financial ability to take care of another human being, let alone themselves. Most people are either getting help from their parents or help from the school or help from the state to pay for college and pay for just any type of living expenses. So how do you also take care of another human being? But in high school it's even harder though, because like you're underage, most high school students aren't working. And it just, I don't know, it just looks worse, I believe, to be a high school student that's pregnant, because you're still not an adult or considered adult.
I think having a child in high school would be more of a struggle because you're still trying to, those high school years are still where you're kind of molding and trying to figure out who you are as an individual, and then to throw a child onto that, I mean, you're still a child trying to raise a child, so you're trying to grow up too fast. So I feel like the emotional and mental strain that puts on you will be a lot more difficult than a college student, whereas you should be, theoretically, you should be more mature in college than you are in high school and better equipped to deal with the situation.
Yeah, it's a lot easier in college, I feel, than it is in high school. For one, in college, you have a lot more freedom. So it's like, and you're a lot older than you are in high school. In high school, you just started driving, so you might have a car. There's a chance you might have a car, you might not have a car. But in college, like you'll have a license, most likely have a license, and have driven a car multiple times, or have a car, and to have transportation to get a job. It's easier to get a job while you're in college than it is in high school. So you'll have a means of supporting the baby, and you have a part. There's easier ways with the school. Like the school can with financial aid and stuff, and you get food stamps. You get more financial aid and stuff like that when you have dependents and stuff. So I feel like it is easier when you're in college than it is in high school.
I don't think it's like a necessity. I think sometimes it helps, but honestly, I think being in a relationship and getting to know that person is better than just starting off having sex, because that way you get to know that person on an emotional level instead of just a physical level.
I feel like the best thing you should do to prevent everything that you don't want from happening is to wait till marriage. It's a better situation. Because if you have children and you're married, it's 9 times out of 10 you're gonna be with your husband still. If you have a child with somebody that you just around for a short amount of time, or you don't plan on being with forever, then you stuck with that person for the rest of your life as a partner. So you don't want to put yourself in that type of situation.
I do, and I'll elaborate. I feel like if you're gonna get into we'll start from the smaller things such as a relationship. If you're gonna get into a relationship and you spend all your time and talk about things aside from sex and make sex taboo, it's gonna become very awkward if you do have sex with this individual and it doesn't meet your standards of physical pleasure. So I think you should have sex before. And marriage, if you're gonna spend the rest of your life with somebody, I think you should definitely find somebody who's gonna meet your sexual needs for a lifetime. So yeah, I do think that it would be responsible to have sex before.
Yeah, I believe it's a necessity to have sex before marriage, only because sex can make or break a relationship. It can tear you apart. If you're not having good sex, that person might seek outside sources to get that good sex, or the sex is bad, so they might feel some type of way, and all they doing is keeping all this stuff away from their partner and not being real or sharing with their partner how they really feel, and their needs are not being met. So divorces happen, or all this stuff happen when they're not ready to be, in my opinion, not ready to get married unless you have sex before.
Effing.
Fucking.
Doing the do.
Doing it.
Backshot shouty.
I hit that.
Hitting it.
Sloppy top.
Sloppy top.
Shooting fish in a barrel. Something I just made up. I don't know.
Your head.
Sturdy chin.
Raw dogski.
Raw dog.
Or naked wrestling.
Eating.
Deep throat.
Deep throat.
Tapping it. Tapping it.
Tap that.
Big neck.
Let's go with the bop.
Yeah, I can think of some more.
I mean, would like snow bunny be considered one?
That just means a white girl.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm not good with like code names.
Mouth.
Becky.
Stat. Stat. That's all I got.
I don't know. I think that's about it.
I've heard the short somewhere, but I can't think of no more.
Bender over and shore to 50 states. It's one of my favorites.